Welcome to the Connecting Greeks podcast. We're connecting the Greek community all over the world through media, technology, and love for our culture.
Hello everyone, and thanks for tuning in. On today's episode, we have a very special guest, actor, comedian, and all-around good guy Angelo Tsarouchas. Join us as we hang out and chat with Angelo.
Hello everyone, and welcome to our show. With us, our good friend Angelo Tsarouchas, all the way from Los Angeles, taking time out of his busy schedule to be with us. Angelo, welcome to the program.
Hey, Forty. Hey, Artie. Yeah, my very, very busy schedule. I was having
a celebrity,
lunch.
Obviously.
Yeah, I was having lunch, and I was trying to figure out what we were going to eat on Friday for lunch. That's about as busy as we've been right now.
Oh,
How you guys doing, man? How's Boston? I miss Boston. How you guys doing out there?
Well, here's the thing. I'm in Boston, and Ari's in the D.C., Maryland area at the moment.
Okay.
So we're everywhere.
So we're all over America now here.
Yeah.
DC.
Hence why we're connecting ourselves through this podcast.
Nice. Now, what's this called? Greeks Connecting Greeks?
Connecting Greeks.
Okay, so I thought I was going to talk to some hot Greek chicks, not you and Adi. Like I thought Connecting Greeks meant, hi, my name is Tasia, I'm divorced.
That's our dating site, too.
Yeah, that's what I thought this was. I don't want to talk to you guys. What, I talk about comedy, Greek, souvlaki, tzatziki. I want to talk to some hot Greek chicks. Hi, Tasia. How's it going, Vula? No, it's okay.
Yeah, you'll have to make do with now.
Yeah, exactly. But how's it going, Angelo? It's been a while. I mean,
it's been a while.
We've done some great work together in the past. Things considered. Well, you've been all over the place on all different levels, from having parts in big movies and traveling not just the U.S. but around the world. Yep. From you've been everywhere.
Everywhere.
And what I wanted to actually kind of start out with is, as a Greek, I should say Greek American or Greek Canadian, whatever you prefer to be identified
Greek American Canadian.
Greek American Canadian, right?
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about, where you grew up and what was it like as a Greek American Canadian growing up?
Well, look, I was born in Montreal, Canada. So that's, first of all, let's go. My parents, my dad was born in Sparti. My mom was born in Mytilene, Lesbo. Ooh. And then my dad left after the war in Greece in 1949. Ended up in Canada because, those days they didn't know where they were going. He had an uncle that lived there. Then he went back to Greece when my papu died in 1962. Met my mom for a week, married her, brought her back to Canada. So
1 week.
1 week. It's amazing. Nice. I got cousins who are 57 years old. I haven't found the right woman. I don't know. And I'm thinking to myself, my dad met her, 5-6 days. Okay, yalla, let's get married. You're coming to Canada. That fast. That's so awesome. There's something to be said about that.
I agree.
And I grew up in Montreal, and then there was, in French Canada, there's always problems with the French and the English. My dad decided to move to Ottawa, and we moved around a bit, Toronto, Ottawa. I really grew up in Ottawa. I was from Montreal and always went back to Montreal. And then, shortly after high school, I just started, I always listened, like a lot of.
Was there a Greek community in Ottawa?
Yeah, nice community in Ottawa. We have a church and a nice community. And I found, because whenever someone asks me about stand-up, they're always asking me about how did it happen. I go, look at the Greek family unit. Just that alone. You look at Pascha or Christougena or Kidea or Agamo. There's 4 topics right there that you could do 4 1-hour specials on.
So true.
And I never started. Here's the thing about doing the Greek stuff. I started off as a comic who just happened to be of Greek descent.
Yeah.
So I would listen to old albums like Jackie Mason, Lenny Bruce. I would listen to Rodney Dangerfield, Sam Kinison, all those guys,
Great guys.
Red Fox. And I listened to them. My mom would, I had the Kimisu. Like my mom, go to bed, right? And I sit up and
Stay up
listen.
late.
And then you remember when we had the cassettes? Oh my God, we had a cassette.
Oh,
it was so
boy.
cool. And now we have chips in our ears and sunglasses to listen to. And so I used to listen to them. So I loved it. And the Greek, I think the Greek thing, the Greek comedy I was introduced to, we used to take those family vacations to Florida. My dad had a 1977 Oldsmobile Tornado.
Oh, wow.
Big 455 cubic inch.
Classic.
And he'd have 8 tracks of Hadi Klin.
Oh, wow.
And we used to listen to Hadi Klin all the way to Florida. And I think that was my real, I think the
Epiphany?
guy, he's in my top 5 of all time, Hadi Klin. He really is, because I just thought he could do stand-up. He did politics. He did characters. You know what I mean? He really captured a lot of things about Greeks. Although the Greek comedians tend to be a bit more political, I thought he was able to bring it to the middle the best.
I agree with that.
Legend. He's a legend.
He's a legend, And
So Harry Klin kind of put the bug in your ear.
I think so, because you got to understand, growing up in a traditional Greek family, they don't encourage you to go into show business.
No.
That's not even deep.
That's like the disappointment of a parent. My son or my daughter
really is
comedy.
It really is. I mean, every Greek parent's dream is to have one of their kids be a doctor.
Number one.
If you're a doctor, you can look like Quasimodo. It doesn't matter. You're a doctor.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I mean, I got a cousin who's a doctor, and let me tell you, man, I think his face was through the screen when they were throwing skata at it. He's not a good-looking guy. But, man, you go to a wedding with him, and all these hot babes, they're bringing him up, like they're marching him up like one of those old Donald Trump beauty pageants. Here you go. Here's Miss Venezuela. Here's Miss Colombia. Here's Miss Greece. They're just bringing
I'm sure we all of us have examples of what you just mentioned in our experiences growing up. But so what were some moments as a Greek American, Greek Canadian that have stuck with you, or memories that actually you always revisit in your comedy or in your storytelling?
Well, here's the thing. When I started doing comedy, I was mainstream, just doing jokes. I always bring in a little bit of the Greek, because they always say talk about. That's why Jewish comics, Italian comics, Indian, Black, whatever, Asian, talk about their culture, right? And I always realized you needed to find the common ground.
Yeah.
But then I found the profundity in it also, because as Greeks, the connection I can make, if you hear my Greek show, which you guys have heard many times because we work together, I will make fun of the Greek culture, but I never ever say that we're dumb or stupid, because we're not.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So the thing is that there's certain jokes that I can share with Greeks that I can't share with the Xeni. And that's the joke, right? The Xeni. I always love that word, by the way. There's 24 million Greeks in the world. There's 7.2 billion people. They're the Xeni.
Of course.
Because that goes back to the golden ages of Greece. So for me, I'll give an example. When people find out I'm Greek, right? Because they always say Tsarouchas. They can never say my name. And that's why I never changed it.
Butchering it.
They butcher it, like you, Stamos. It's good, Fotio Stamos, man.
It is. Believe me, I hear it all.
Yeah, and then, but you're also, there's John Stamos, who's another famous Greek, which I know is your.
Thankfully, I get an easy pass with that.
Yeah, try Tsarouchas, the venereal disease from Botswana.
What about Aristides Kalogeropoulos over here?
Aristides Kalogeropoulos. I mean, shoot yourself right now, right? It's like, I remember the roll call in school.
You know when it was your turn.
Ron Jackson, Jeff Parsons, Aristides Kalogeropoulos.
Actually, I think the teachers would pause for a second.
Oh, they would pause all the time.
Like that's, and then you probably would raise your hand before they even said your name.
Yeah,
It's like I know who it is. It's me.
It's me.
That's the Greek.
Everybody knew.
But see, if you did it in showbiz, your name would be Ari Katz.
Yeah.
Right? Ari Katz. You know, it's
How did you know his stage name?
Ari Katz. That's his porn name, I think. Ari Katz. Coming up, Ari Katz. But you see, that's comedy. Like, I mean, it's true. Like, everybody says, how do you get your comedy? It's all true. Like, I was at the airport once in LA, and they added a T in my last name on the boarding pass. I didn't see it.
Oh.
So they had a gate change on the PA system. The guy comes out, he goes, paging passenger Tsarouchas. Angelo Tsarouchas, come to the Delta counter, Tsarouchas. I'm like, I didn't touch anyone's ass. And people were looking at me, and I go, because they spelled my name Tsarouchas, Tsarouchas, Tsarouchas.
Nice.
So I'm like, I'm king of grabbing the golus, right? That's
there
what
you
it sounds like.
What a great title to have.
But that's comedy.
Yeah.
So that's why even Ari said about his name, or you said about your name. Mm-hmm. It's just, but I find funny because somebody will come up to me after the show and go, "Oh, you're a Greek, huh?" I'm like, "Yeah." "Oh, we love feta cheese."
That's great.
Like, what the fuck does that mean?
Right.
Oh, bravo. You love feta cheese. Good for you.
Or how about when they know that you're Greek and they just ask you if you know some random Greek person just because you're Greek?
Because you're Greek.
Yeah.
Or they come up, Muspanda Nevra, they come up to me, "Oh, you're Greek, eh? Opa." Or just out of nowhere. Opa. Or they come up to me, there's a guy at the cigar shop. We'll refer to him as Malaka, because that's what he is.
Sure.
And every time I see him, he puts his arm up and goes, "Hail Mykonos! Hail Mykonos!" What does Hail Mykonos mean?
Well, do you party hard in Mykonos for some reason?
Dude, no, it's the white perception of what Greeks are. Hail Mykonos! Hail Mykonos!
Right. Anything Greek they're gonna throw out there. Anything they know. If they heard Mykonos, that's what they're gonna say every time they see you. If they know feta, they'll say feta. If they know ouzo, they're gonna say ouzo.
Yes.
Now it's yogurt.
That's all they know. That's why I love that. Remember in Big Fat Greek Wedding when John Corbin's character tries to say Christos Anesti, he goes, Christos Shashti, and then the dad looks at him and goes, "Όταν εμείς διαβάζαμε φιλοσοφίες, εσείς κρεμόσαστε από τα δέντρα." Which I think is hilarious, because that's where I find the common denominator with Greeks.
Yes.
Is that we're very intelligent, we're very entrepreneurial. We are different from other people in the world. We are. I don't care what anybody tells me. We are different people.
I second that.
Yeah.
Because we find a way to adapt. We find a way to connect. Family is very important to us. Sevasmo is very important. We all screw up a bit. But family, sevasmo, philotimo, these are words we actually live by. And my wife knows it. And I'm not saying to preach it all the time, but ekome philotimo. It's the love of honor. And I always tell people, I say to everybody, all my friends who are Jewish and stuff, I go, you guys can say whatever, you're the chosen. We have a word that you guys don't have. It's called philotimo. And I carry it even in my act. Even if I'm mad about something, I'm mad for a cause and for a reason. Not to be disrespectful.
Right.
Yeah.
You know? Like, you ever see Greeks fighting, if a family's fighting, you ever see Greeks stay out of it?
All the time.
It's their family. Right? If I go to, first of all, I know the food's going to be good if they're fighting. We went to a restaurant once, I think it was in New York, and it's a husband and wife. Let's say Nico and Ketty, and they're arguing because it sounds like the son took the car the night before and cracked it up.
Oh, nice.
And the dad's yelling at the mom, you know, you gave him, it's because of you, Tonachala says this and that, you gave him the car.
The guilt trip.
He goes, "Ό,τι είναι καλό είναι δικό σου γιος, ό,τι είναι κακό είναι δικό μου γιος. Εσύ φταίς, μωρή." So they went on about it, and I laughed. And the guy goes, "What are they saying?" I go, "Look, he's mad at his wife because the kid cracked up the new car. The spoiled Greek kid." But he laughed at it. But I said, you don't get involved. You don't say. I wouldn't even say it as a joke. I don't even want. They'll be embarrassed. I said, you don't get involved there. Don't get involved unless they ask you. Just mind your business. That's the Greek way.
Oh yeah, I've seen plenty of those examples.
I'm sure. You go in and they're fighting and stuff. I've done it. Where you walk into a place, and then they're going at it, and there's other Greeks. But then here's the best part. If they're that mad, the food's going to be good.
So true. So true. Yeah, I mean we have so many examples that we can kind of put, we'll be here forever about all the examples we can bring to the table as Greeks.
Right. Well, the best one to me is the kseni. So for our listeners, if you're white, we're talking about you, the kseni. I like when they go into Greek restaurants and they think, oh my God, Stavros is so nice. Puna ksero neti lene.
Right.
You ever see any Greek restaurant, anywhere, I don't care, Toronto, Manchester, Johannesburg, Melbourne, doesn't matter. They'll walk in, and I do it in my act, but it's so true. They'll walk in, and they're like, is everything good? Good? Nah. He turns away to punish the dialo. And then I remember, I'll never forget this. This was in Toronto. The guy goes, you like this? You want some more galaktaburico? And she goes, yeah, Stavros, that would be nice. He turns around and goes, panachiaso na slofero. And my friend goes, what's he saying? I go, if you only knew. If you only knew. But I would never share the secret. The secret is we talk shit about people all the time. And I think it's hilarious because they get on our nerves, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's it's kind of like they get on your nerves after a while. And let's face it, restaurant business is the toughest business. You're
Very
in there 12, 15 hours a day, 7 days a week. Got a lot of respect for them.
It gets to you. Yeah, absolutely. You got to have the right skin for it because it's not for everybody. But Greeks have managed to actually pioneer that sector of the restaurant world.
Yeah.
And to their credit, a high percentage of restaurants in the United States and I'm sure in Canada are Greek owned, even though they might not be Greek themed or Greek menus. They're owned by a Greek, and it's fascinating to see. To what level they've taken it to, from Greeks coming over during the Cold War into the U.S. when they used to quote unquote jump ship, because that's what my dad did.
Yeah, everybody did. Yeah.
And they all found jobs as dishwashers because there were dishwashers on the boats, and that's all they knew how to do. And
then they learn how to cook and take it over. Hey, I'm not biased. Let me tell you something. I'm on the road a lot. I'm usually around, not these days, when I am working. I'm on the road about 250 to 275 days a year. If I know the place is Greek owned, I'll go eat there. And all the other comics figured it out. They go, how do you know where to go eat? I go, let me tell you something. When in doubt, if it's Greek owned, you're going to get a good meal. Yeah. Because even if the Greeks are miserable or yelling, they're not going to serve you crap. They got too much pride to serve you crap.
Exactly.
They got too much pride. They're not going to serve you crap.
Right.
So I said, just keep that in mind. And they always, now when I go on the road, they look at me, where are we eating? I look, Houston, this and that.
You're going to bump into some Greek somewhere, right?
Everywhere on the planet.
And it makes you feel a little bit at home.
You're actually supporting Greeks everywhere you go. That's good.
All the time, dude. All the time.
Bravo.
I was in Whitehorse, Yukon Territories, Canada. Okay?
Is that like the North Pole?
Yeah, it's 100 kilometers from where it was Satanas Mani, right there.
Oh, nice.
Okay, Whitehorse, Yukon Territories, Canada.
Ouch.
Population 11,000. I was there doing a show for CBC, for the government.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's one diner. On the little strip in that town called George's. I look at the guy, go, how much do you want to bet this guy's Greek? He goes, no, there's no way. We're talking Yukon Territories, buddy. Up where Alaska is. Piokipano. I walk in. I swear to God, I walk in. What do I see? There's Icona on the wall. There's Team Elas soccer picture. The Acropoli. A no smoking sign. And the guy smoking behind the counter. I go, we're in Greece, buddy. And then I go, Yorgos. He said, Yorgos. And the guy looked at me and goes, I don't think he goes, and he says to me, I haven't spoken Greek in 2 years. I got nobody to speak to.
That's awesome.
Then the guy started, cuts it. It was me and two other comics. We sat down. Then this guy starts breaking out everything. And they were going, estafado. He did it like this. The guy made us an amazing meal.
That's
And
awesome.
then I said to him, Kiri Yorgo, what are you doing up in Whitehorse, Yukon Territories, Canada? And this is his response. Kitaksele, then he party competition of the. Because if another Greek went up there and saw him doing good, he'd open right across the street.
Well, of course.
So, so yeah, it's hilarious.
Funny. That's
Amazing.
Yeah, it's
And we're,
exactly true.
yeah, I'm talking.
It's funny, Angelo. Like even for our personal experience, it's that instant connection when you could be like traveling, anywhere in the world, and the second you sense there's another Greek, there's this like instant bond between us.
There is. I mean, there's an understanding, I think, that we're curious because there's not a lot of us now. Don't forget, our population isn't multiplying that much anymore.
Yeah.
It's not. So it's kind of a rare thing. And I also find that's why our parents were so adamant. They were right. They were so adamant that we spoke Greek. And it's unfortunate because I'm noticing parts of our generation, but the new generation don't really speak Greek. There's no forum for them to do it. And everybody says the same. How many people do we know that later on say, man, I regret I don't speak Greek now. I thought it was so stupid growing up, and now I'm realizing, man, it's nice to know another language.
And our parents would always tell us, you don't listen to me now, but when you get older,
they're right.
Yeah.
And I hate to say it, but they were right.
Yeah.
And it's so funny. And that's why, and to attach comedy to it. Like lately what's happened, and this is interesting that you guys brought this up. I've been touring in Greece now, and one of my videos went viral. The Greek sayings translated went 7.7 million views in Greece or something like that. It was crazy.
That's like the whole country.
Organic. And when I went to Greece 2 years ago to do the tour with Yorgo Hatzipavlo, who's another guy you got to get on your show later.
Hook us up.
And I was going to the airports because they don't have cable and stuff like we do here. They have channels. And I was going to the airports, and the girl behind the counter go, "Esise," and I wasn't aware because the video went organic in Greece. And and one guy said to me, he's a teacher, and he said, "It's very basic and simple what you did," meaning. What's clever, he said, is how you translated it and made us, because the Greeks, katsastavgasu means sit on your eggs, right?
Yep.
Like it's no big deal in Greek. Petaktiki sadi bordi, he popped out like a fart. But when you translate it, I said, see, because you guys are Greek, you lived in Greece, you don't see this. For us, who grew up with Greek being drilled into our brains every day, from our parents in the house, and then going to integrate the rest of the world we live in is English. So when I started translating those translations, I'm not saying I'm the first guy that did this. I'm just saying I strung together a bit about what it really means because, and I did that show in Greece where we taped it. And then what happened was the Greeks started laughing because the Greeks are more Anglified now in Greece, much more than they were 20 years ago. They're very, very Anglified now. And they started laughing. And I noticed a lot of the younger kids were laughing because they never looked at it from that perspective. The same thing I do now with the Greek song parody. I'm making fun with the Greek. Now I see it's going around again. What Greek songs are really saying. And my friends are all, oh my God, this is such beautiful music. And then we hear the I mean, it's so depressing.
Right?
It's so depressing. Man. And when people listen, they go, no, he didn't say that. I go, that's what he said.
Yeah, basically.
That's what the guy said. Like I do the thing with the Kara song. He goes, what did he say? Oh,
that's
when
hardcore.
You see her, give her my best regards. Tell the bitch I'm dying. That's what he's saying. He goes, he didn't say that. I go, that's exactly what he said.
And these are songs that made big hits back then.
Huge hits.
That's
So
awesome.
you got to understand, guys, that even the Greeks in Greece never looked at it from that perspective.
True. I can
You
see
see,
that.
because they're Greek. So to them,
It's normal.
it's normal.
Well, you gotta make this an ongoing theme. You gotta do like
I'm doing more of it now. Yeah, there's more of it now.
Constantly pump out stuff on your social media too, and it's like there's a plethora of songs that you could go through to get.
There's lots of them. I may do another batch because this batch has done really good. It's been up, and now I notice I see it now coming around again because of this COVID virus and pandemic and everything going on. People are looking for more content, and I notice.
Oh yeah.
My YouTube channel, which is under my name, Angelo Tsarouchas, those things are listed up there, and I notice now people are going on it, and more people are watching those clips.
Yeah,
From before.
Absolutely.
And speaking of that, Angelo, for our listening audience, you've got a ton of great content. You really hit it home for us as Greeks from around the world and our experiences. Where can our audience learn more about you, and also to find more of your material on the web?
Well, if they go to Angelo Tsarouchas, YouTube/Angelo Tsarouchas, the youtube.com/Angelo Tsarouchas, TSAROUCHAS, or you can go to Instagram or Twitter at Big Ange Comic, so BIGANGCOMIC. You can join my fan page on Facebook. But here's the thing about Greeks. I want to be on your regular page. Like you, me, and Ari are friends because we've been friends for a long time.
Yeah.
Right now I got 38,000 requests to be friends but it only allows you to have 5,000.
Yeah.
So I always tell people, go to the Angelo Tsarouchas Facebook Funny Greek, because my website's Funny Greek. If you go to funnygreek.com, you'll find everything there.
We're gonna link all those things in the podcast as well. So
and I know that I'm on all the social media, even on LinkedIn, Angelo Tsarouchas for the more professional.
Yeah, Angelo, you're actually like active and like accessible, because like I'll see like random Greek people that I know, and it'll be their birthday, and I see Angelo Tsarouchas, happy birthday. I'm like,
all the time.
Like
all the time. Yeah, I know, it's weird. People think it's not me. Like one woman said to me, "Oh, you have 5,000 Facebook friends. You're trying to tell me a Greek girl?" And it doesn't matter who it is, right? Yeah. She was actually a pretty Greek girl. I think it was from Boston or New York. Okay. And they saw this happy birthday thing. I thought it was very nice. Is this really you? And I answered back, it is. And I think I whenever I can, every day I wake up with my coffee, and I wish everybody happy birthday.
Bravo.
And guys, it's funny. They don't believe it's me.
Yeah, but you know what? When they do realize it's you, or if they believe it's you right off the bat, that means a lot to them. Because see it. I see you wishing other people happy birthday, and I'm like, dude, Angelo's a really good guy. Like, who does that?
But that's I don't know why I started doing it, and I've just been doing it.
Yeah,
Filotimo, that's right. But guys, I always get, is this really you, or is it somebody you pay? Yeah. Or they send you, it's not you, like it's me. I'll say, hey, how's it going? How's that?
So now that you're friends with so many people on social media, do you get requests of, Angelo, can you baptize my child?
Many times. No, it's happened.
How many kubari do you have? Like 1,000?
Well, like right now I got 7, man. I'm done. I've got 7 kids I've baptized. Elator, how many pairs of shoes can I buy at Pasca here? Come on.
Oh, man.
I'm going to have to buy a kitty cobbler factory.
And labades and birthday presents.
Oh, most of them have grown up now. They got the final faculo at their high school graduation. And that paradromotora, go make your life happen.
Yeah.
If they get married, and then I'm going to have to boost up again. But yeah, it's a lot of kubari, which is good. I like that. Yeah, and I had this argument. I had this argument because a lot of people get family members to be kubari. I go, they're already family members. Expand it.
Hey, that's what the whole point is.
Isn't it?
That's what I think.
My wife's Armenian. They try to keep it in the family. We don't do that. We'd rather have other people do it.
Come into it, right.
We're
So that
business thing with it.
Exactly, right, Ari? I mean, it's like, yeah, so I think I try to make it. Here's the thing about being Greek. I appreciate the fans from around the world. Like I just told you, I was in Australia. We sold 29,000 tickets.
Amazing.
Wow.
But and unfortunately, we couldn't do the show, but we're going to go do it next year.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. The one thing I learned about a Greek, I'm just going to talk about a Greek audience. They don't want you to belittle them. They don't want you to act like you're not worth it. But don't act like you're better than them either.
Right.
Yeah.
They don't like it. That's
Right.
why you notice a lot of Greek singers, especially, are divas. You know, but you have, I think, especially with a Greek audience, you have to be somewhat accessible. Now, I'm not saying be rude, but you know, I'll give you a story. Once I was doing an outdoor festival at a Greek church. It was a big one, like 2,000 people. Okay.
Wow.
So I had my friend there. This was in Toronto. He's my cousin. Now you know the way it was like they did it in the afternoon. It was a nice out. It was covered. So you're like 2,000 people, and then you know they have a band, and then I was doing the comedy show.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm walking to the stage, and then he sees me. Ange, his mom was there. She wants you to come over and say. Now they're inside, so they're inside about 6-7 tables inside now.
Okay.
And I said, look, and the ladies with me go. I tell you what, let me go do the show, and as soon as it's done, I will come over, say hello, take a picture. You know.
Sure.
No, do it now. Let's do it. I said, no. I said, look. I said, wait. I'm just going to do my show. Like, imagine I'm walking to the stage. He was so adamant, and he got so upset. He grabbed my arm, and the woman's with me, the organizer, and she looked, and she knows him because he wanted to show everybody at that moment
he's the man
that we were related. Well, guys, I had no choice because he got so mad. He dragged me in there to say hi to Thea, which I did, and then got everybody up to take a picture. The show didn't start for an hour and a half.
Oh man!
Because then I got mobbed.
Oh,
and now I'm screwed.
Well,
I'm screwed because if I try to leave now, Malakas on Tsarouchas, right? And they got so mad. And I told even that woman, they want to parade you. You know, the Greeks, it's all about the show, right?
Yeah.
They want to parade Angelo like the beauty queen, Sigato Prama, the beauty queen up the middle. And I said, bring me to the side. I said to her, let me do the show. And you guys know we've done it in Boston. I'm happy. I'm happy to come out and say hi to everybody. I actually enjoy it.
Yeah.
No. We're going to do it now. Guys, they got so mad because it screwed up their program. And I looked at them. I go, Remalaka, look what you did. Well, I didn't think this was going to happen. No, you did it, but I knew this was going to happen. So, you see, sometimes if you're a nice guy, it doesn't pay either.
It doesn't.
I can only imagine the stories that you have dealing with Greeks all around the world. I mean, I'm Greek, I love Greeks, all that, but I mean, I know Greeks too, and it's like, you must have some crazy stories.
Well, it's funny, because I just told you guys a story, you both understood it right away. You're like, yep, that's what happens. Another time, I'll say it, it's okay. I mean,
go ahead, go for it.
With Plutarchos, we did a fundraiser in Montreal.
Yeah.
So, it's me and Yanis Plutarchos. There's a Greek girl that unfortunately passed away from cancer. 15 years old, beautiful girl. And they did a huge thing in Montreal for the Children's Hospital with the Greek Association. We're talking, guys, 2,500 people. They raised $250,000 plus.
Wow.
They had me and Plutarchos, which we were glad to do it. It was Yanis Plutarchos over there. So I told the guy, I said, look, I said, you got Plutarchos, you got me. I said, let us go eat in the back. Because, you have those huge kind of, it was like a big like banquet hall type of thing.
Oh, yeah.
Let us eat in the back. Because he was there with his wife. My wife was 6 months pregnant. My mom was there. My Thea was there. Let us go eat in the back. And then we'll come out in the front later. No. Guys, they put us exactly in the middle, in the front. In the front. Okay?
Yeah.
Now,
forget about it.
So my mom, we're all there. So these two little Greek girls come up as I'm about to eat, and they're at prime rib, carides, we want to eat. So we're sitting there, and he goes, two Greek girls come up. Angelo, can we get a picture with you? Okay. Guys, hand to God. I got up, take a picture. We take one. They go, Yanni, now they put Yanni in a bad spot, Plutarcho. Now he comes over. Guys, it was a reception line at a Greek wedding with 1,200 people.
Wow.
And then everybody, δεν φάγαμε ούτε ψωμί, δεν φάγαμε μπριτζόλα, δεν φάγαμε γαρίδα. We ate nothing. They started, and then I told the guy after, I got mad at the guy. I get mad at him. I go, look, what did I tell you? He goes, well, people paid. They want to see you guys. I go, we're not trained chimpanzees. We're people. I go, what? And you know me, I'll get into it with them. I go, what did I tell you? I said, let us go eat because we know this is going to happen.
Yeah.
And Plutarcho was a megastar, so he's got even fans. And then I'm there, so my fans wanted him, his fans wanted me. It was just, and like I said, we're happy to do it. It's a good cause. But guys, I'll honestly tell you, for about maybe 2.5, 3 hours, we stood there, and like me and Yanni just got married, the first celebrity Greek couple. Ευχαριστούμε που ήρθατε στο γάμο μας.
Yes,
the commiserate of Plutarcho and Tsarouchas. And that's what I go to Yanni, and he laughed. I go, dude. And then the guy goes,
it never fails.
And then the guy goes, oh, we saved the food for you in the kitchen. Ήτανε σαν παπούτσι ήταν in the end. I was στο κοπανί σου, στο κεφάλι σου, I said. And you know me, Yanni was nicer. I'm not that nice sometimes. And plus, when you're in your home city, that was Vrisis, right?
Right.
And I told him, I go to him, man, look what happened, man. Seriously, have some filotimo. Man. Have some filotimo, I said.
We've seen a fair share of situations like that, but unfortunately, it's in our blood as Greeks. We don't pay attention, or we don't like to go with the rules.
Yeah, but it's like he's the professional. He knows how it's going down. You should have to listen to the person because they know how it's going to happen. The guy didn't get to eat after.
But Forty, I agree with you.
Yeah.
But one thing I don't like doing to anyone is interrupting them when they eat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I even told the girls, I even say, girls, do you mind if we eat first and then we take pictures? Okay, please, we're going to have to, we just want to take a picture now.
Yeah.
So I'm screwed because if I don't do it, they're going to go back saying he's an asshole.
Yeah.
We asked him to take a picture and he said no.
You're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't.
The food hit the table. And you know what? I don't care, celebrity, no celebrity. I'll never interrupt somebody when they're eating.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't care who you are. You can be a janitor, you can be a school teacher, you can be whatever. Are you eating now? I'll come back later. I hate interrupting. To me, it's a pet peeve. I hate interrupting. Στο φαΐ, άστους να φάνε.
Right.
People.
Angelo, this is something you probably experienced, not us, but I've read enough and I've heard enough to know that, like, just that one time where you're just having a bad day or you just don't want to deal, you have to, because that one time is going to come back now with social media, with all this other crap, and you're going to deal with it. And it's like
it's the world we live in now.
You're right, guys. I mean, that's the other thing you got to be careful about is that, political opinions. I'll voice opinions that are right. I don't get too political because I'm sure I have fans who are liberal, conservative. I have fans who are Democrat or Republican. Yeah. Our job, it's not that we don't have an opinion, but my job as an entertainer is to entertain people. Yeah. It's not saying that I won't do like your podcast now with you, Fortianati, or I won't do these things or express my opinions. But I think nowadays, like you just said, Ari, everything gets twisted out of its original position.
Yeah.
And people are going to call you this or call you that. And
it must be It must be hard. I'm honest here. Like just hearing about it and thinking of being in those situations. Like I have days where I'm like, dude, I don't even feel like talking to anybody. You guys always have to talk to people because when you go out, like people recognize you, and it's like you got to be cool and
You
you
got
got
to be
to be.
careful. Well, look,
Yeah.
I did a show. I did a show.
At all times.
I did a show where I made a remark that the Albanians in Greece are like the Mexicans in California. Meaning, I said that the joke was nothing would function because Americans and Greeks won't do those jobs.
Yeah.
Okay? It's not a joke, it's a truth, but it's funny.
Yeah.
So one woman right away said in the middle of the show, that's the most racist thing I've heard. I'm half Albanian. I'm Albanian. My husband's Greek.
Okay.
I said, okay. I said, and my kids, that's abuse towards my children. I said, wait a second. First of all, I don't know you. Second of all, I'm sure you have a nice family. I didn't know that you had children. I never said anything about your children. I made a general remark, meaning that the Greek language isn't racist. It's Greek. So I said, Mavros titheli. Mavro in Greek means black. Now, if you translate that, guys, and this is very sensitive, especially in the climate we're living now.
Yeah.
Right.
And I always do that joke, and you've heard me do it. I go, Greeks aren't racist. We're Greek. We just say things as they are. Kinezo, kodone, psilone, chodrone, adinato, malaka, akhristo. We have adjectives that we use for people, but Greek is a direct language. One word can mean 1,000 things.
Yeah.
So true.
So, and I say to people, well, he goes, you never say that, Mavros. But I say, yeah, but in Greek, it's not considered bad.
Yeah.
Because Greek, it's a description of what it is. Ochodros, okodos, opsilos. And I said, and I try to explain to my friend, and he goes, oh, I get what you're saying. I said, you got to understand, if I translate it to you in English, it may sound racist. And I'm not saying that there isn't prejudice. Every culture has prejudice.
Sure.
I'm not going to sit here and try to say that we're not. We are.
Yeah.
But I said, when you translate the words, so what I said to that woman, I said, wait a second. I go, forgive me, I said. But I said, when I'm in Greece and I go to the hotel and the guy that's taking my bags is either from Albania, Bulgaria, or Romania. Because I know how omnipotent the Greeks are. They won't do the jobs.
Yeah.
Because we're too good for them.
Yeah.
So I said, all I said was Greece wouldn't function without the Albani. And then the same way California would never function without the Mexicans.
Yeah.
And she goes, well, that's racist. I said, it's not. And then she goes, so you're stereotyping Albanians. I go, I don't have to stereotype them. That's just a fact.
Was she heckling you, or was she?
She was heckling me, and she kept. So I said to her, "Okay." She goes, "Give me a joke that's nicer about Albanians." I go, "How does an Albanian make a Greek omelet?" She goes, "How?" He starts off by stealing 3 eggs. At some point you got to say to yourself, "Okay, enough is enough." I said, "I'm not," and people, and then So the thing was, people ganged up on her. Not that I need defense.
Yeah.
But I'm saying this is comedy. So
I love a comic when he gets heckled. He could give it as good as he gets it, or actually it better than he gets it, which is what you did.
Right, and we see right away. You're attacking my kids. Where did I attack your kids?
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, Angelo, some people don't see it that way. But as long as you're catering to the masses, you can't please everybody.
But some people are just looking for it. It's like
it's true. 100%, guys.
We constantly make fun of each other all day, every day.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
We bust balls
all the time.
All the time. It's just part of who we are.
But I think everybody in general does that. If you know somebody, and guys, you can always tell when somebody's saying it from a point of hate.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
You can sense it. Yeah, absolutely.
You can sense it. I go, did you hear me say that Albanians were bad people? No, I have friends who are Albanian. A lot of them. I didn't say they were bad. I'm just giving you a cultural perspective of what is going on in the world. And I made a reference to where I live in California.
It's true. It's true what you're saying,
I'm not lying.
Yeah.
But so they always say, you ever hear when people tell you, I just want people to be honest and tell the truth. Guess what?
Yeah.
The last people on the planet that are telling the truth are comics.
Yeah.
We're not censored by media, and even us guys. It's harder for comedians now to express.
Oh, I know.
I can see that.
It's getting harder and harder. You can't use certain words.
So comedy is comedy, and you can't take comedy for like every single little detail and political correctness and this and that. I mean, it wouldn't be funny. Like, you guys got to do what you do, and people can't take offense to every single.
Yeah, it's like we're forgetting how to laugh.
Yeah,
we really are. And guess what? We need to laugh now more than
the
ever.
Best medicine ever is to laugh.
Look what's going on in the world.
Yeah,
it's the whole thing is like, and I get all those memes from Greece. Some of them are funny, some of them are stupid, but some of them are funny. The way the Greeks are, and look at Greece, and the most disobedient country in the world was the first country in the world to get ahead of this COVID pandemic.
I couldn't believe that when I was looking at the news. I was like, Greeks, man, Greeks.
Yeah, they came out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere, Mitsotakis, the new prime minister, got ahead of it before everybody. Yeah. They curved it. Was altogether 115 deaths or something in Greece? People that were already old. That's unbelievable.
Look at Italy. It was like I thought this was going to be worse.
But guys, I think also the Greeks saw what happened in Italy, and they got scared.
I can see that.
I can see that happening. But you know what? I applaud them.
I do.
Made me happy because Greece has had a rough time the last 15 years.
Yeah.
They've had a rough time.
I think forever.
Debt crisis and changing governments, and we're the butt of jokes from everybody. Yeah. And now look, they turned around. Now they got ahead of it. They were responsible. And listen, if we're going to talk about Greece for a second, my mom's from Lesbos. The Turks are putting people on these rafts and ships and sending them to Greece. The rest of Europe doesn't want them. So not only did Greece go through a crisis, economic crisis, then we have almost 1 million refugees that Turkey doesn't want, and the rest of Europe doesn't want now because they closed the borders.
Right.
Serbia, Croatia, Romania, Bulgaria, Albania, nobody wants them. So the Greeks are saying, wait a second, what are we supposed to do with these people? And now they're accusing the Greeks of violating their rights. Well, hold on. Most of these people are of Muslim background who are going to a Christian country and starting to destroy the churches. Yeah. For the Greeks, this is occupation of the Ottomans all over again. So guess what? The Greeks are taking that crap, and they're starting to rebel back. And my friend goes, it's not right what they're doing. Well, let me ask you something. Nobody else wants these people. They're misplaced. Right. And now that one guy said on the news, I wake up every morning and I see a cross on the church and it disturbs me. Hey, motherfucker, you're in Greece. We're Orthodox. Our cross is on the flag.
Yeah.
People died. And next year, guys, is the bicentennial of our independence. Yeah. On my name day. It's 200 year. 1821, 2021.
That's right.
It's the bicentennial of Greek independence.
Wow.
It's been 200 years that we've been freed from the Turks. And the Greeks in Tripoli and everybody rose up and slaughtered them overnight. Otherwise, they would oppress us.
That's so true.
So if I bring that up and people go, well, I guess you have a point. I go, who else is helping Greece right now? Nobody.
Right.
They never help. They're the first to accuse the Greeks. Nobody helps them.
Yeah.
So kalatus karne.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's a tough situation for them all around. I mean, they're being bombarded by, financial, crisis. Then they have the refugee issues. Then they got a lot of internal issues with the folks that are living in Greece. So it's like.
But now their whole tourism is kind of screwed. Yeah. Hopefully, it's somewhat okay.
And they wait for that, right? I mean, that's basically they prepare for that all year round because that's their season, and now they'll be taken away from them this year. So hopefully, they just gotta. I'm sure they've been through it, before. They've been subject to so many challenges, as you mentioned, Angelo. Not just in the last 15 years, but even the last
couple hundred
years and beyond.
1,000 years now.
Yeah,
they never leave Greece alone.
I'm sure they're gonna figure it out.
Well, look, guys, in 2 weeks from now, I was supposed to film a special in Greece and Santorini with Pavlo, the Greek Canadian guitarist bouzouki guy. You know Pavlo. And he's for PBS. And now we got postponed to August. Now we don't know what's going on.
Right.
So I mean, because of social distancing, because of the problems. Yeah. Now they're saying they're going to let us go back 1st of July. Now with everything going on, and countries with high COVID rates, the Greeks won't let in because I don't blame them. They don't bring it in.
That's the U.S., right?
Yeah.
The U.S. and Canada. And guess what now? With all the rioting and stuff going on and nobody social distancing, we're going to probably see another spike next week.
I'm sure. I've seen these pictures. I'm like, oh my God, what is going on?
Everybody's walking together, man. I don't know what happened. Like, I mean, I don't want to harp on this, but the reality is that now we went from quarantine, social distance to thousands upon thousands of people rioting. I should say demonstrating together. Doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And the Greece gets almost 35, 40 million tourists a year. Because, Spain, Italy, and France get over 80 million visitors a year. That's how they make their lefta.
Yeah.
Wow. Greece is only 11 million people. But Greece gets close to 40 million, 35 to 40 million a year.
Crazy.
Amazing.
All our friends and relatives live off that for the most part.
Yeah,
it's funny how you said that, Angelo, because you are doing everything you're supposed to be doing because you want this to pass. You want to take it the difficult times now so it'll pass so you could get back to what you do. But then you see all this stuff happening and it's like, dude, come on, we're gonna get another wave. It's gonna hit us again. We're gonna have to shut down. It's like, come on, we just need everybody to just be cool.
Yeah. No, you're already we were just getting ready in California to open the restaurants and stuff at 25%. They were getting ready by next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now it's unfortunate. The demonstrations happened for George Floyd, R.I.P. The cop was wrong, 100%.
Yeah.
I'm not anti-cop or anti-military. I think it's a tough job as it is. There's always a couple of bad eggs in a group, right? That guy just happened to be one of them.
Yeah.
And now, over a forged $20 bill, the whole country shut down now.
Yeah.
And I'm not without medikiotus. I completely support that. They shot the guy in Georgia for jogging.
Yeah.
They shot this other man. Jesus. What, because of the color of his skin? Seriously, we're in 2020. We're still doing this.
Yeah.
But beside the point, though, is that what's happening now is that there's no common sense. So what's happening, people are peacefully demonstrating, and there's always anarchists that are taking advantage now, throwing bricks. So because of everything going on now, we're going to probably be delayed here 2-3 weeks now in California opening.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure. And it's like you want to do what's right so we could get on with our lives, but people in general, they just everybody's different. People don't listen. People are dumb, and then the people who do what's right kind of have to suffer for the rest of these idiots.
Yeah.
I'm happy, guys. I went to Greece last year. I got to tell you about this. So when I was in Melbourne in 2016, my dad's from a little village outside of Sparti called Daphne.
Yeah.
Population now 900 people. Okay.
Yes.
When they left, a lot of them went to America, Canada, some South Africa. Most of them went to Australia, Melbourne, Australia.
Oh, wow.
Which has a population of about 700,000 Greeks. It's the biggest Greek city outside of Greece in the world. I think it goes Athens, Thessaloniki, Melbourne, then New York. I think that's the pecking order in the world for Greek cities. So the guy goes to me, because I met long lost relatives there, Tsarouchas and stuff.
Yeah.
And the guy goes, these people, they want to meet you. They're really proud that you're from our part of the Greece.
Nice.
And they want to meet you because they knew your father, they knew your grandfather. I said, okay. So we went to a place, Oakley is a suburb of Melbourne. So picture like Arlington or Quincy, but all Greek, okay? It's all Greek. So the guy goes, we're going to a restaurant Sunday afternoon. So a guy goes to me from the local TV station there. He goes, you mind if I come and and film it. You having lunch with people you never met from your dad's village. I go, I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
So when I asked the guy, how many people do you think are going to come? About maybe 15 or 20.
Okay.
Okay. Guys, I get there. It's 168 people.
Oh my God.
All waiting. And the guy looks at me and goes, I go, is there like a vafticia going on? Are we, okay, and I sat there for about 5 hours with them.
Wow.
And what was interesting to me, guys, was I never met these people. Some were relatives. So a picture now, every Pascha or Christmas or Greek festival when you sit around with your friends and family.
Yeah.
So picture that. If you guys were there, it was exactly the same thing. The only difference was when they spoke English, they had an Aussie accent. That was the only difference.
That's so
And
awesome.
I was looking at them going, Kita na this. Kita na this. Look so you can look again.
Wherever you go, Angelo, you got to like cut off a good few hours to make sure that you can
100%.
do what you need to do.
So I said, Ari, look, we're sitting around, and I said, I got this idea. And I said, hey, we're all getting older now. And I got emotional. Like one guy told me, December 6, 1949 in Pirea, him and my father were at the Limani in Pirea. And he goes, we were both 15 years old, he says to me. Your father was taking the Pleo to Canada. I was taking a Pleo to Australia. He goes, I never saw your father again. And, I choked up. I was like, shit, they were kids. They left Greece after, Civil War in Greece was worse than World War II.
Right.
He had relatives in Australia. My dad had relatives in Canada. So in those days, they went where they knew.
Is your dad still with us, or is he?
No, he's not. My dad died like 20 years ago, unfortunately. He would have liked this stuff. So I said to them, hey, this was 2016. How about, and I picked a date that I would think would be good because their winter is different from our winter, right? It's opposite. Yeah. I said, how about August 15, 2019, we do a World Daphne Day in my dad's village.
There you go.
And all the pictures are online. I got to find them. My wife. So, 3 years before, I said I'm gonna. Atacalo minhas salidas no Facebook. I'm gonna do a page, and I called it World Daphne Day, and we're gonna get together for a day, just to have a reunion at the Horio. Now, this is 3 years, 2016. Well, last year rolled around, and sure enough, we start booking. I want to bring my daughter, my wife, and I brought my mom. So mom came too from Montreal. So what happened was the real reason I wanted to do it, I wanted to show my daughter the village where her family's from, where her papu's from.
Yeah.
Now the Greeks were, they're cynical. Now the guy's calling me and he goes, because you can't, unfortunately, when it comes to actual confirming numbers, for people who invented mathematics in the Olympics, we just can't seem to be able to sit down and give an actual number. Texero. The best. Posso tartune. Texero. Posso tartune. Texero, man. Six series. So they were calling me. Now what happened? August 15th is Panayas, right? It's a big day. Mary and Peter Panayoti, and they have a lot of Panagiria that day.
Yeah.
So the guy said to me, why are you picking this day? I said, it's my mom's name day. Her name's Despina. I said, I have to, my kids start school August 20th in California. So it's the only day I can really pick. Plus I figured it's a holiday. And I honestly, guys, I was expecting maybe at tops 200-300 people. Because what we did is that we had people coming from America, from Canada, from England, from Germany, from South Africa, from Australia. We had people coming from all around the world. Wow. So we're in Greece. We go to Rhodos, we go to Athens, we go to Monovasia, we go to Mavrovouni, up in Githio. Now that's we're staying there. So the day comes to do this event on World Daphne Day. So I went in a few days earlier. The guys now the Greeks are looking at me. He goes, They built in the middle of the town, the little choreo, on the main street. They put a stage. My purpose wasn't to do a show. My purpose was to get everybody together just as a reunion. But they said, "Look, everybody wants you to do a show here." I said, "You know what?" And he goes, "We've had a bad year in the choreo because tourism hasn't been good with the new road they built out of Sparti. No problem." I said, "You know what? Screw it. Let's do a show. I'll make fun of the choreo and stuff like that." Now they kept the proidoro of the Simvulio there said, because we don't know. So the day comes, guys. They run out of chairs. The taverns and restaurants are packed. 1,500 people showed up.
Wow.
Oh.
We outdrew every panigiri, 1,500 to 1,700 people. The whole platia was full. The restaurants were full. The cafeteria were full. And they were making dinner packages. So I did. It was packed. People coming from Thessaloniki. People coming from Athena. People coming from Olai. People coming from Tripoli. People coming from Melbourne, from New York. And they looked at me. And I looked at the guy. And the guy's looking at me funny. Because 2 months earlier, he told the other guy, Angelo Tsarouchas, like they don't. I understand that their will has been beat down. Yeah. And I looked at the guy after, and he goes, we didn't get a chance to see your show. We were so busy. I said, you know what? That makes me happy that you guys had. He goes, this day today is going to carry us through to like Christmas.
That's great.
We got so busy.
How does that make you feel, Angelo?
It made me feel so
good. That's got to be gratifying.
It made me feel good. You know what? I think they were worried that this is how Greeks think. This is where the comedy comes in. I think they got worried. If I found out there's 1,500 people coming, I'm going to hit them up for some cash. Right? I didn't go there. I said, guys, knock wood, I'm in a position where I would never come to my ancestral home and try to extort it for some money. Right. You know what I'm saying? I go, and it makes me happy because I hope my father's either looking down or looking up at this.
Of course.
And he'll see his granddaughter running in the village. And we did this, and what they did, which I thought was so cute, the local Greek kids that dance.
Yeah.
After I did my show, the kids came out and danced. They did about 5-6 numbers from the choreo.
Yeah.
So they made it a bit of a party. You had that. And then when I was on stage, the kids came up and brought me this big gift basket as a thank you.
Nice.
And in it was, Ladi from the choreo, Elias, Tiri, all the stuff I love.
Yummy.
Which I said, you didn't have to do this, but I'll accept this because I'm going to eat all this. But it was one of those things. And then the guy looks at me and he goes, and the choreo, he goes, you showed us something we didn't know could happen. You believed in this the whole way. He goes, unfortunately, we didn't know, but then in the week prior to the event, we were getting phone calls off the hook because you were coming to the choreo. We got 1,500 people on a night that all the
Angelo, I don't know why, but it just made me feel so good to hear that story.
True story.
I could almost picture myself there, and it felt so good.
And I did the thing, and they all came, and my daughter, and I said, and it was hot that night too, guys. It was about 97 degrees. You know how hot it gets in the choreo even at night. Yeah. So I was sweating, right? But it was but the thing was, I said, the whole idea for me was, and look at the way I look at things. We're all getting older. Our parents and our tias and tios are dying. I said, if we don't do something now, our generation, the next one's not going to do this.
You're right.
Everybody's dying.
We got to take measures to actually keep this going, and a lot of it comes down to commitment, and just like our parents. If you look back, they took the time to be a part of the dances, to put together events, to attend. We had to attend as kids. We have to go. It doesn't matter if you don't want to go or not. Now it's like we find all the excuses not to go to an event.
Not
We're
to
too
do
busy.
something.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And now I get remarks, and you're right, Fonty. I get remarks. That was amazing. People hadn't met people for 30, 40 years from other countries. We're meeting each other again.
Wow.
There's people laughing. There's people crying. But people were telling me that this was so. And then you know what the guy says to me?
What's that?
Never again. He goes, "It took you to do it." He said, "We would never think of doing this."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like he goes,
You're
"We
a
never thought
blessing.
of this." So that's why I said to the guy, "I go, look, I really did it because if I know this many people in Melbourne, plus I wanted my daughter, who's at Tsarouchas, to see this
Right.
because I don't want to be the guy who's."
Let me
Right.
just say, like, I follow you on Instagram, and your daughter is so beautiful. What a cute
Thank you.
girl. What a cute girl.
She took after me. No, she took after her mother's gorgeous. So she took after her mother.
There you go.
She has a beautiful Armenian mother, so I can't. She has a
So let me ask you
Tsarouchas.
this question, Angelo. Does your kid ever get the question by Greeks? Are you more Greek? Are you more Armenian?
Oh yeah,
I was just going to ask him.
So guys, here's what happened here. Here's what happened. You know, in Armenian, grandmother is men's mama. Okay. It's
Okay.
men's mama, and in Greek it's yeah.
Yeah.
So men's mama is here. So my mother-in-law says to my daughter, she goes, Olivia, are you Greek or are you Armenian?
Oh boy.
And she goes, men's mama, I'm Greek like my daddy. And she starts crying. Klamata. Then we go to Canada to see Yaya. Yaya says to her, Olivia, are you Greek or are you Armenian? She goes, Yaya, I'm Armenian like my mommy. Allah Klamata.
She's playing around there.
This kid
Oh, yeah.
is half Greek, half Armenian. She's going to make Bernie Madoff look like a Boy Scout. Just let me get this deal. And she goes, see, Daddy, I'm funny like you. I go, I love you. I said, so Metimia, she says Greek. Metinali, she says Armenian.
That's so awesome.
Which is awesome.
It's awesome.
It's awesome. I think she's very smart.
Is she gonna be? Does she have the performing bug? Because I think I saw her.
I think she does. Yeah, she does. Unfortunately.
Well, Angelo,
Yeah.
we we could probably go on and on, and we could talk about
we've
a lot
been
of great
talking a
things.
lot. Man, it's going
But
fast here.
but I love the fact that we're able to touch on these subjects that really hit home for all of us.
Well, can we make a point, Flippy, to have like Angelo recurring, because I need to ask him so much more stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. We're definitely we're gonna have in the works, obviously on our Connecting Greeks platform as well. We're gonna do some more things together, but let us know a little bit about anything in the pipeline that you'd like our listening audience.
Well, yes, there's a TV series in Canada. We were ready to shoot it. Called Watching the Detectives with George Stroumboulopoulos, and I play a gangster Greek priest who runs a casino in the basement of a church. I smoke cigars.
You're keeping it real.
But you find out that they do it to help street kids. So the heart, they're kind of gangster and rogue.
Is Russell in this? Is Russell in this too?
No. It's George Stroumboulopoulos, me, and a couple other people. Russell's not in it. It's another guy. So that was we were supposed to start filming that in March, but because of what's happened, it's on delay.
Gotcha.
And for people listening to Foti, if you go to Amazon Prime right now, for all the listeners here, if you go to Amazon Prime, my Showtime special, Bigger is Better, which was viewed by 14 million people, is up on Amazon Prime for free. If you're a Prime member, you can watch it for free. So if you're bored, go there and watch Bigger is Better.
Oh, I'll link that too. Yeah, for sure.
Definitely. Excellent.
There you go.
All right, Angelo.
Were you in something else? I remember seeing you on IMDb. You were like
recently?
in a car with a girl and Russell.
Indian Detective.
Yeah.
But you know what, guys? Let's do this because we have so much. Our next time we talk, let's talk about film and TV stuff. I can give you another hour there.
All right.
I'll make it like that. But it was Indian Detective, which is on Netflix.
Okay, I thought I was going crazy, but I was like, I swear I saw this on IMDb.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's there too. So,
all right. So, Angelo, give us one more plug for your social media, your time, your everything. Just plug it all right now again.
Sure. So for you can my website is funnygreek.com, not geek, Greek, funnygreek.com. Twitter and Instagram is @BigAngComic, BigAngComic. If you're looking at my YouTube channel, it's youtube.com/Angelo Tsarouchas. And on Facebook, you can go to my comic page, and it's Funny Greek. So it's Angelo Tsarouchas Funny Greek on Facebook. And if you're looking at LinkedIn, it's under Angelo Tsarouchas. That's all my social media, as far as I know.
Amazon Prime, you have. If you're a Prime member, it's free to watch your special.
And it's free to watch the special. You can watch Bigger is Better, which was filmed in LA, and it's on Amazon Prime right now.
Awesome. Angelo, you're definitely 100% going to be recurring because we just have way too much to talk about, and you're just too damn fun to talk to, and like we got to do it.
Sounds good to me, guys. I love you guys. Congrats on your new Connecting Greeks, and let's keep connecting people. That's what it's all about now.
Thank you so much,
you guys.
And
thanks, guys.
Kalomina
to you guys. Kalokeri.
You too,
okay, brother. Take care.
Okay, guys.
Love
Bye,
you.
guys. Same to your families. Thanks, guys. Nasakala.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.